something like 10-7 at half time before it blew out. So they've had experience against the Koreans. For Korea, well, they're off the mark, and you could see some of the imprint there of new technical advisor Charlie Lowe that he's brought to this Korean campaign. But one would feel there's a lot of ground to make up if they're to compete with the likes of China, Hong Kong, and while even Sri Lanka, who they'll play later today in pool play. We're just steadying ourselves now for the next match, which will be Philippines versus Singapore. And good seeing Singapore back in the top level. Here we go, the Philippine Volcanoes. They've been on the Asia Rugby 7 Series top level now for a couple of seasons. Against Singapore, they've faded off into the distance in recent years. Philippines, well, we're very familiar with some of these players. Tommy Gilbert at 1 and Luke Smith at number 4. Playing out of the UK, Don Coleman, Rob Fogarty, Joe Dawson. These are very familiar names to us and their fans and Volcanoes fans around the world. Singapore, well, we've not seen them in the top level for a while, but Nathan Wong in 9 is one that you should keep your eyes on, along with 10, Nicholas Yao. And let's see how they go. One would think that Philippines might have the edge over here. Singapore, after gaining experience on the Asia Rugby 7 Series, the Philippines, Singapore are going to be up against it here. Here they come then. Volcanoes themselves, coached by Frano Bodica, the legend of Rugby League, Rugby Union, for clubs like Wigan, Warriors, North Harbour and Rugby Union. A couple of caps for Croatia as well. And Craig Chan is our referee from Hong Kong. Jed, what are you expecting from the Philippines?
Well, I've got great hopes for the Philippines here. I think they've developed nicely over the couple of seasons we've been watching them. Frano Bodica's been working away with this team. We've seen them grow in confidence, certainly grow in ability, and they've become quite competitive. And we've seen them have victories clutched away from them in the final moment. I think here in Korea, earlier in the Asia Rugby 7 Series, we saw them lose a game with the last pass. So they're there or thereabouts for cracking the top 4. Maybe this is the weekend for them.
Here we go then. Early ball for the Volcanoes. And look at the footwork here. Oh, that's fantastic. Running, straightening, defend. We're seeing it all here from Tommy Gilbert. Gets mowed down though by Nathan Wong. That's a good chase from Wong. They're on the front foot here. The Volcanoes belting out of the line comes Jeffredin. This is Don Coleman. He's a hard runner. We like to look at these, very abrasive. He's hard to pull down. He's a very powerful man. He goes close. 3 meters out. Looking up is Olivier is over, and he's dotted that one down. And another player we just started to get to know during the series in Sri Lanka. He scores quite a quick try. But what a run from Tommy Gilbert. He's a great footballer.
Try by Team Philippines, number 8, scores a try and earns 5 points.
Well, the finishing touch to a breakout from almost their own 22, I think, if I recall. Now look, this is the exciting thing about the Volcanoes. They can literally blow up. And it looks like the radar's on for the kicking, so it's all coming together. We've seen this young boy Smith before, and he's got plenty of game about him.
There he is, Luke Smith. Him and his brother Marcus playing in the UK. Philippines mother, English dad. Here they come again, looking full of running through Smith again. Right on the halfway, and he gets penalised. Good work over the ball there, very quick by Nicholas Yao Yu Hong. Nathan Wong in 9 gets things going. Quick sharpish. They want to get on the board here. Here's Adam Vine. Philippines now, let's have a look at their defensive structures. That's going to be important as this tournament unfolds. Their ability to defend. There's a missed tackle from Olivier there, just beaten on the inside. Still a bit dewy on the ground here. Footing a little bit challenging. Second penalty. They keep going quick. Hidayat Jeffredin. This is confident stuff from Singapore, given that they've been banished to the second tier of Asia Rugby Sevens, and eventually Volcanoes hang tight, win the penalty. Robertson then goes quick. This game been played at a pace early this morning, and very cool conditions, lovely conditions for rugby. Trying to break out of their 22 now, and they've turned over the penalty there. Just getting himself isolated was Tommy Gilbert. They've won the ball back though. That's sloppy from Singapore. Here comes try scorer Patrice Olivier. Oh, and he leaps out of one. He's not going to beat, he tries to beat the last tackle. Pops it up beautifully to the supporting Tommy Gilbert. And that's a good team try. Just patient on defence. Singapore, the team, just going a little bit chaotic at the moment. It's a bit of a frenzy for them, but try number 2, Volcanoes.
Tommy Gilbert, he'll line up for his own kick. I spoke to him briefly over the breakfast buffet this morning, and there was a few tired eyes, but not Tommy G. He was wide awake, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I asked him how he was feeling. He said, mate, early to start, early to finish.
It will be an early finish if you avoid 8th and 9th spot at the end of pool play. Otherwise, you'll be here for another 3 hours. Look at this Finn. He's got a big reach on him, hasn't he, Olivia?
Lanky character, all right.
30 seconds.
But he's just, that's a great body frame for sevens. Athletic, long-limbed, plenty of pace. He's obviously got a pretty good motor if he's playing sevens.
Bit of an Owen Scrimmager sort of frame about him.
Oh, what a great name, Boozer, from the past.
Here he goes again. What a take. What an athlete. Takes it on the fly. Arm is out. Gilbert again. Here's Luke Smith, the playmaker. Steps off one, gets taken in a good shoulder from Declan Martins. Fogarty. They got firepower. Joe Dawson puts on a bit of Kickstarter. Fools nobody. This time Olivier gets bundled back by Nicholas Yao. Good defence. They've turned it over again. Here's Adam Vine. Big tackle from Rob Fogarty. Here we go then. Just over a minute remaining. Singapore. Can they work at some space? Samuel Coe there with a bit of deception. Beats one. Good work from him. Nathan Wong. Yeah, definitely not afraid to take on this Philippines line. They've got some, by the looks of it, some confident young runners here. Samuel Coe. Philippines defence just very patient here, just waiting for them to come forward. There's no panic. Robertson with the tackle. Oh, there's a great bit of footwork to get on the outside. Can he blitz it to the finish? No. There's a sweeper in play. Inside ball to Samuel Coe, puts on a bit of goose step. He's absolutely isolated though. And he's lucky there that the Volcanoes couldn't keep their footing. Nathan Wong does the unload. Oh, good harrying from Robertson. He's done well there, and he could, if he slips out of this one, he could be away. Here's Gilbert again. Singapore defence has got some interesting angles. That's their best chance so far. Fogarty stands strong in the tackle of Adam Vine. And Olivia says, we don't need to score from here, and he pops it over the touchline. 2 converted tries. We see glimpses there It's a different looking Singapore side, isn't it, Jed? They look like they're well versed in sevens.
Yeah, they're looking very tasty indeed. I can see a pretty good clash here if they end up face to face with Afghanistan. A good opening half performance though from the Volcanoes. Nick Robertson really stepping to the fore. Paniki man from Wellington. And Tommy Gilbert and Olivia combining, and I think with the likes of Coleman chiming in from time to time, it's a pretty good platform for the Philippines to be working from. And you made a good point earlier in that half, Boozer. The Philippine defence just nicely managed at the moment. They're not trying to be too aggressive, but they're just keeping their shape. They're not getting overcommitted. But happy to see Singapore firing a few shots. This is very good.
Welcome to everybody around the world on the Facebook feed. You see Jerome Rudder watching a regular feature of this Philippine squad, showing his support. And they're up here by 2-0. Well, perhaps 2018 was their breakthrough season at the highest level. They featured in Cup semi-finals that year. They couldn't quite repeat that this year. They only finished in the 6th spot. Couldn't crack the top 4. Consistently behind Japan, Hong Kong, China, and Sri Lanka. And they're definitely worthy of a Cup semi-final, you should imagine, in this tournament. If they can get everything going at the right time in the right place. Here we go then. Singapore take first possession in the second half.
Substitution 14 Philippines. Number 8 is substituted by number
Chong Yao Ting just takes it sideways. They're just probing this Volcanoes defence. Big tackle from Robertson. Sorry, it's Fogarty. Again, just look at the patience of the white line there. This time they come up fast. There's an opportunity with the ball on the ground. Gilbert with the tackle. Craig Chan says no release. There's a bit of a bullet to Chong Teng, and he chucks that one just marginally forward there as they try to break down that far edge.
The Philippines lucky there. It looks like this boy, mate, when he puts the foot down, he can really go.
Yeah, just about a metre forward, wasn't it? It does look like he's got some spark. Coach Amran rolling some subs on. Comes Farhan Amran in 2, and in 3 Daryl Chia. Later on today, Singapore, they'll have China. That'll be the big game of the day for them.
Set up first, and I put the time back on.
But if they can't get the win here, you'd expect they're looking at 3rd spot.
Time back on. Crouch.
Just to remind you, at the end of today, the teams that are ranked in 8th and 9th positions will have to play off to decide who goes through to the quarterfinals tomorrow. The other team, well, they're done for the weekend, so it's all over on day 1 after 3 games for one side. And I think we might have someone to go out with after the matches today.
Well, that wouldn't hurt. We always like a bit of company.
Crouch.
Someone to tell the old war stories too. Got that one time I almost tackled an All Black.
Singapore scrum. Squirts out the back. This is Hidiat Jeffreden. He gets picked up by Nick Robertson like a rag doll and march downfield. Here they go quickly. Singapore can't get back. Justin Coveney, the big man's over in the corner. Is he? Yes, he is. He's finished that well. He's straight off the bench, straight into the action, points to the heavens. And those ones are hard to defend, aren't they, with the quick tap, trying to get back, almost impossible.
Well, Nick Robinson taking the street kid approach to getting the ball. Absolutely mugged the Singaporean then. It must have been a terrible feeling being 4 inches off the ground and going backwards fast. Oh, look at this one. What's about that one?
That's an absolute beauty, isn't it, from wide out.
He played his heart out, this boy Smith in China, when we went to Hoijaw, and scored a lot of points. He played a great tournament in the conditions, but that one off the boot looked pretty solid. And if you could give more than 2 points, you would.
That one just a couple of inches too long for the chasers, but they put Singapore under pressure here, and they've managed to somehow squirt it out the back here and win the concede a penalty. Amran goes quickly, trailing by 3 tries, running out of time halfway through the second half. Yao. There's not a lot of penetration, unfortunately, in this. That's a sign of how good this Volcano's defence is in this early game today. They're just numbering up well. Rodriguez gets beaten in the first attempt. This is Nicholas Yao. Good support. He's herring away downfield toward the post. Big moment for Singapore here. Ting Chong Yao has played a beautiful supporting role there. And they're sprinting back to halfway. Singapore are matching the Philippines here. They get their first for the weekend.
He can motor this man. That's exactly what we want to see on the sevens pitch. Might be a bit early for some, but not for this fella. Here he goes now. Oh, look at the hands. And then second gear, third gear, thinks about fifth. Doesn't need it.
Singapore's number 7 succeeds the conversion kick and adds 2 points.
What a rocket.
싱가포르의 7번 선수가 컨버전 킥을 성공하며 2점을 추가 득점했습니다. 필리핀 팀 선수 교체 있습니다.
That'll give them some hope.
3번 선수가
And they
들어갑니다.
try to.
2번 선수가 나오고
Oh,
5번
that
선수가
could have been
들어갑니다.
a little bit ugly, wasn't though? Only went about the 5. Trying to just get it right on the money.
He's already had a bit of damage to the head by the look of that top lip, to be honest.
November, isn't it?
Terrible month for men.
Did he have that through the whole series? Minute and a half remaining. Here's Coveney, the try scorer. Draws in 2. Throws them back a few metres. Called back by Matt Saunders, who's on in 3 now, carrying the ball. Rodriguez is there, and he's took his eyes off the ball, and good alertness on the floor by Samuel Cope. Here's Robertson again, off the right twice, bit of goose, step offend. Showing all the tools. Here's big Rob Fogarty, gets taken by Jeffredin and Cope. Gets up, not sure whether he's allowed to do that or not, and he's not. He puts his hand up as if to ask a question. Craig Chan says no, so Singapore go quick. This is Wong, Nathan Wong. He's throwing that forward, I think. So Philippines-China will be a little bit later today. That'll be an interesting game of the pool. That'll effectively decide this pool, Pool B.
You know, if I remember correctly, I think Philippines had China on the hook at one point this during the Asia Rugby 7 series, and China just scrambled off it at the last moment. Well, there we go. This isn't too good. Maybe some cold conditions coming to play here. I'm not too sure, but an early strain. Well, it has been fair to say, Booze, opening 2 games have had a fair tempo.
Yeah, you're right. Just 2 games today for most of these sides. There's There's no reason not to go a hundy, especially in these games between the second and third seeds of each pool. They want to be there for the quarterfinals tomorrow. And a lot of these Southeast Asian teams will be finding it cool here in Korea. It's just coming to the end of autumn. So -2 expected overnight tonight. Bit of rain tomorrow. Could be a bit frosty, old school. The Koreans, well, they thought that might work to their advantage by hosting this tournament. It won't be scaring the Chinese or Hong Kong or even Afghanistan. And that's been knocked on, surely. So they nearly got themselves a tight hit, but they've won the ball back anyway. They'll have the feed to this scrum. Last play of the game, match 2. And every point matters here. They may not win the game, but it's all about seedings for tomorrow. So another score here for Singapore would be gold. And of course the Philippines go hard at them. Off they go quickly, Singapore full of running. Here's Nicholas Yao. Going low around the ankles is Rodriguez. He misses him. He comes back and has another shot. Over the ball is Morris, Harry Morris on the field. They're giving it a lot of air. Daniel Chia flings it out to this man, Jeffredin. Just netball passes it back inside. They've got the advantage. Weaving run from Dal Chia. Can they find the pace? Out wide it comes. This is Nicholas Yao, steps inside. Oh, beautifully done by Yao. Can he slide over? Yes, he can. That's a sensational finish by Singapore, and they're going to pick up a very crucial consolation try there. Nicholas Yao, I think he started it, and that is tremendous work, Jed.
Yeah, great to see Singapore. Got off to a great start so far. It's a great finish. He's come back beautifully on the angle, and it's not like the Philippines have stood off and let them just score that last try. Good performance by Singapore first up. Very pleasing to see, but congratulations to the Philippines.
Yeah, some enterprising rugby, but they've gone down here. And the Volcanoes, their campaign is underway, 21-12.